One of the best ways to learn astrology is practice, practice, practice on your own chart, friends and family, and looking at celebrity charts and the charts of public figures. I've done a whole series on the Kardashian Jenner family. So far, I've looked at Kris Jenner and Kourtney, Khloe, and Kim Kardashian. I love to watch documentaries and reality TV and have the chart right next to me and make comparisons. I'll notice things about people's behavior and then I'll look at the chart. But just as a reminder, I think it's very important when we're looking at the charts of celebrities and public figures to respect their privacy. And so what I really try to do is just notice things about their behavior or maybe things they've revealed in interviews and then see where we can find that in the chart. And so lastly, we're going to talk about Kendall and Kylie Jenner. They're the younger sisters of Kim, Khloe, and Kourtney. And we'll start with Kendall Jenner here. One thing that I did notice about Kendall and Kylie, they are, and this is just what's on the show. Obviously, there's probably a lot that we don't see, but on the show, they seem like fun little girls. They're very expressive and a little wild. There's times where they snuck out of the house, and as teenagers, they snuck out and they went to Las Vegas. How does that happen? How did two teenage girls get to Las Vegas and their parents not know? I know now I'm pretty lucky with older kids, and I can look on my phone and see their location. I think when that happened, that was probably 10 to 15 years ago. But there's a adventurous side to these girls. And here in Kendall's chart, we can look and see where that adventure comes from. We have Venus, Mars, and Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is adventure. But this is not just any regular conjunction. Jupiter rules over Sagittarius. So Jupiter here is very strong. And Jupiter rules over the 9th house, which makes it even stronger. This is I would say this is the strongest planet in her chart. Now, the 9th house isn't necessarily strong placement for planets, but because it's Jupiter and it's in Sagittarius, it is quite strong. And it's conjunct 2 of the inner planets. So we're definitely going to see this in her behavior, especially when she wants something. She's going to go for it. And we see that in the show. I have her birthday and exact time according to astro.com, November 3rd, 1995, 3:38 p.m. in Los Angeles. And Mars, being with that Jupiter, Mars also rules over the rising sign. She has 13 degrees Aries rising. She also has her moon in Aries. So even though she may be afraid, she's willing to confront fear if it's something she wants, and we see that in her behavior, at least when she was younger. I'm only up to season 10 of the Kardashians. Most of Kendall's planets are in the upper part of the chart. The top of the chart is actually the south and the bottom is the north, which is a little weird, but the top of the chart is being out in the world. And so we see and in her goals in this life, her missions are worldly ambitions. She's here to be out in the world, doing things in the world. She's not meant to be hiding. And right from in early age, she started modeling as a teenager. And when she was 18, she was looking to buy a house and be out on her own. And she was doing lots of traveling for modeling. She felt that, I would say she felt that urge to be out in the world and to be doing things and to stay busy. And we see that here in her chart with all the planets to the south, meaning the top. She has the sun in Scorpio. It's about 20 degrees away from Pluto in Scorpio, though. So not quite a conjunction like Kim's, but may still have some small effect there because Pluto is in the sign it rules, Scorpio, and Sun and Pluto both in the same sign. So because of that, this 18-19 degree conjunction still it has some effect. And with Kim, we saw this working almost obsessively at times. And so we could see that with Kendall a little bit. The sign of Scorpio and even Pluto is usually obsession with something. Whatever they get focused on, something they want, they can become obsessed with it. And Pluto, Venus, and Mars together, maybe becoming obsessive if she really likes something. And me only being on season 10, it seemed like she really liked modeling and she liked her job, and she just seemed like she was always busy with it. Here we have Kylie Jenner's chart. Her birth time and birthday were verified on astro.com as well. August 10th, 1997, 5:25 p.m. in Los Angeles. There's more reserve here with Kylie than what we see with Kendall. And I kind of got the feeling when I was watching the show that some of the wild things they did I thought was probably Kendall's idea. That's what it looked like to me. I think it was Kendall's idea to sneak out and fly to Las Vegas to get a tattoo. I still don't know how they did that. I don't know how they pulled that off. I was wild as a kid. I never did anything like that. I'll remind my mother that when she's telling stories about me as a teenager. At least I never snuck out and went to Las Vegas, right? There is a little more reserve here with Kylie. She has Capricorn rising, and Capricorn is an earth sign. It's more reserved and it's more cautious. Her approach to life is definitely more cautious than her sister, Kendall, who has Aries rising. Aries is definitely more impulsive than Capricorn. Kylie has Mars in Libra, just like her mom. You know, it's like there's this instinct that they know what people want to hear, and they're able to tell them that. I mean, that doesn't always have to be deceptive. We don't have to assume that, but it can make someone a really good salesman, and also well-mannered. They know how to make other people comfortable. So they know how to speak and how to act so the people around them are comfortable and happy. So it's not always a bad thing. I think that we don't want to assume one thing or the other. We don't want to assume positive or negative with any of these planets in sign. Kylie has Moon in Scorpio. So Moon in Scorpio, and anytime you see Scorpio Capricorn emphasis, so two of her big three are in those signs, and there's caution there, a need for privacy, and that Moon in Scorpio is in the 10th house though. So sometimes maybe she wants privacy and isn't getting it. She's the youngest of this family, and being the youngest, I'm the youngest in my family. Sometimes you're the last one to have a say. You do what you're told. On vacation, there's not enough beds. Who sleeps on the couch? It's the youngest. I shouldn't complain about the vacations I've been on, though. I haven't been on a vacation in a while. I would happily sleep on the couch if I could get away for a week. But anyway, there's some need for caution and privacy, but she's a Leo. So again, if she only knew her sun sign, she may be confused why, someone would say, oh, you're a Leo, you're expressive and like to tell jokes and be exuberant. And maybe at some point she read that and thought, astrology doesn't make sense because that's not entirely me. Capricorn rising, more cautious. Moon in Scorpio, more private. And that Leo sun is in the 8th house. So I had said in another video that of one of the Kardashian girls that 4th house, 8th house, and 12th house are the water houses, and they're a bit more private and introspective. 8th house. So, but Leo's very creative. There's leadership skills there. I think that one of the videos I saw, these girls were pretty young, but they were starting their own clothing line. Leo is leadership, and she seemed to be taking on a leadership role. She knew what she liked and what she didn't like, and she wasn't afraid to voice it. Capricorn rising. Capricorn is uh, the sign of the manager. So having her own clothing line, makeup lines, that's a good fit for her. And she has 3 placements in Virgo, Mercury, Venus, and the North Node. And Virgo is organized and analytical. And so, again, having her own business and running the show is pretty good for her. And Mars being on the midheaven, Mars is motivation. And so she's definitely motivated in her career. Oh, and one more thing about Kylie. She has Neptune in her first house. That seems like a theme with this family. Prominent Neptune either in the 1st or the 10th. And Neptune is the illusion, meaning photography, film, videos, being able to create a beautiful illusion. It doesn't mean she's an illusion, but people with strong Neptune can take really beautiful photographs and can be wonderful actors. Neptune is the goddess, and I think that's an archetype that we do see in this family. So I'm not surprised to see so many of them with prominent Neptune.